Snap. Let's see how many people are going to be watching this. A lot of people are still out vacation. So
it's up on the screen now.
All right, cool.
You can see the background too. And tell me what y'all think. If you don't like it, I'll swap it back to the old one. I can always flip it.
Once again, another. Oh wait, we're live, huh?
Yeah,
Yes, we're
I don't care. Another. I have no Twitter icon and I have 2 followers, so I'm going to talk pure shit to you.
Oh, there goes Tanya with the 3-month. We love you, Tanya. Thank you so much.
Arctic, thanks a lot, Arctic. 4 months in a row.
Yep, Arctic with the 4
Thanks a lot, guys.
And 2 Crones with the 5-piece. Oh boy.
Thanks a lot.
What's up, Seti J? Good morning. Good morning, Killones. Nice.
Yeah. How was your Black Friday weekend? And Thanksgiving also. Both in there.
Oh, looking for the 6-pack. Who's got the 6-pack? Who's got the 6-pack?
Yeah, Tanya, I'm going to talk about that card on the podcast.
Oh. Morning, folks. Morning, everyone.
Good morning.
How were the levels?
Yeah, let us know if everything is good.
Yeah, I did a double check right before the end there. Made sure.
Wait. Oh, there it is. Okay. Retweeting your tweet, Danny.
Yeah, go for it. Dark. All right, dark mode. Yeah, Pete, you gotta tell me more about that website you were talking about for Twitch.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we could talk about that.
I mean, not here. I'm talking about.
No, I know.
Hey, our nameless Ubisoft employee friend.
Yeah,
I tweeted out about the Punisher last night. I was like, man, Frank looks like every 2 seconds he's about to kill everybody, right?
Yes.
And then he goes, oh, you two have something in common now.
Should we do it? We'll go for it.
No, let's just wait. Let's just hang out.
It's 9:31. 9:31.
Oh no!
Submit it.
Now let's go.
All right.
Whenever you're
Here
ready.
goes. Welcome to Gamertag Radio, episode 718. This is your host, Danny, and also we have Pete and Paris in the house. What's up, guys?
What's up?
Hey, good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone on listening on the podcast and live on Twitch.
Yeah, man. And how was your Thanksgiving weekend for you guys?
Oh, mine was good. We kept it very simple this year. We didn't have like a big gathering with family. Just kept the immediately family. The wife and kids. My kids actually made all the sides and everything for Thanksgiving, and I smoked a ham. I made some sweet potato pie, and it was great.
Nice.
Shout out to Khalif. Hashtag Thanksgiving with Black families. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, mine was pretty cool, man. I got to hang out with my girl's family too, and then I got to visit my dad for like a few minutes and stuff. So but it was cool overall, very cool. Now Black Friday for me, I didn't do much. I just went to like one store yesterday just to buy like some stuff for Christmas, and that's about it. What about you, Pete? How was your weekend?
Kept it low key. Did a Korean barbecue with the fam. Went to our favorite Korean barbecue restaurant down in Fort Lauderdale. That's pretty much it, man. No Christmas, no Black Friday shopping. My wife has always told me, she's like, it's really difficult to shop for me because whenever I see something I like, I just buy it. And so she can't go out and surprise me.
Yeah, it's the same here. I had the same situation.
So aside from that, though, I mean, it's been a really, really good weekend. Obviously I got my son here at home. So it was just, low key, just small. We just wanted it to be special. Obviously this weekend is my wife's birthday. Actually, it's today. So shout out to the wife. So last night we went to this place called El Tucan in downtown Miami. It's a cabaret, like Asian Cuban cuisine type thing. So it's like a show and a dinner. We had a really, really good time. The music was amazing. It was just a really, really good time. So shout out to the wife. Love you one time.
Awesome, man. All right, so let's see. Oh, what? Head over to gamertagradio.com, or you can also find us in different podcast platforms. You can find us on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, and other podcast directories. Make sure to download it, subscribe, post a review if you have iTunes, and check out the show, man. All right. So we have a voicemail. I think we should start the show with this, right? So let's go with this. Go for it, Pete. We have a voicemail. I think we should start the show.
Let me see. That's the first one. Here we go.
Hi, guys. First time caller, long time listener. Just wanted to say you guys are really on the wrong side of the Star Wars transactions. Now that the government has come out, don't you feel a little embarrassed by your declaration of these guys need to make money statements? They're projected to sell 12 million units by the end of December. That's over $600 million in revenue. If that's not enough to keep a studio aloft with a Star Wars licensing agreement, then maybe they need to find other people to do it. But taking the side of the studio that has predatory practices towards children that you just agreed with in your last show is absolutely horrific. I don't know why you guys back the gambling of this. It is gambling, especially when the odds are so ridiculously low of even crafting stuff. Really disappointed in your podcast lately. And the only redeeming quality is the fact that you guys rock so hard at everything else. But please stop taking the side of big business.
So I have a theory, or I don't even know if it's a theory about this.
Okay.
About the whole concept of loot boxes or gambling. And I'm probably going to get flamed for this, and I'll take that because it's my opinion. When people consider loot boxes as gambling, I don't see it. I don't see that as the textbook terminology of gambling, simply because in gambling, you're putting money towards the prospect of potentially getting money back, right? That's how I see it. I don't see it as gray area as other people. So
I'm gonna disagree with you.
Okay,
it is gambling.
All right. So if I consider gambling me going and trying to put money down on the Dogs, or me putting money down on trying to get, whether I'm going to get 4 points on the Bucks losing to everybody that they play, right? Slight jab at Paris here. I don't see it in that fashion, right? I see it as people putting money towards a product that could potentially give them an advantage, whether it be cosmetic or an unfair playing advantage in a game, but you're not making money back. You're putting You're putting $5.
I have to jump in because I've yet to give my opinion on this at all because I wasn't on that episode. And thank him for the voicemail. And like I told you guys offline, I'm going to say it here on the podcast. He's right. He's absolutely right with everything that he's saying. In the case of Star Wars Battlefront 2, it is 100% pay to win, and their format is gambling. You are throwing money at that situation to give yourself a competitive advantage in the game. They knew it. They got freaking caught, and the result of what we're seeing is that game's not going to sell anywhere near what it would have potentially done before this news broke. So he is right. It is gambling. Here's how that would have been okay, in my opinion. If it was a free game, if it was free, and then you, like Warframe as an example, just randomly, then you can pay money, do whatever advantage you want. But my $60, if I don't pay additional money, I am at a disadvantage to another person that does throw money at it, and they're going to actually win these competitive matches that we're doing in multiplayer. And like your actual definition of, you are throwing money at something that could potentially give you an advantage. Yeah, it's not money, but it's a competitive advantage. So yeah, it is gambling. And shame on EA and shame on Disney and Lucasfilm and all that for doing this and trying to deceive us. And look, I know we'll get to Bungie and all that later, so I might sound hypocritical later, but this scenario, and we'll get to that later. But in this scenario, the caller, leaving the voicemail, he's 100% right. And to defend you two for a second, when you recorded that episode, it was before the actual news completely broke. So we didn't have all the information that we have now. So I'm going to assume he's responding to the full information now. And you guys can defend yourselves. But from my point of view, I wasn't on there. And you guys already know. Once we found this out that it was pay to win, I was freaking done with the game. I've not played the game. I've not. I was like, this is ridiculous. I have zero interest in playing this game now. I tweeted it out. You can look at the timeline and all that. EA got caught, and shame on them. Bottom line, don't try and get my money up front and then try to build things in to make me pay more, because I am not a loot box microtransaction guy. I flat out refuse to pay that stuff. So basically what EA told me is, I'm not going to be able to enjoy your game unless I give you more money while I play the game. So I was out right then and there.
Here's the thing. I've never, and I know Pete, we were like in the same page with this. We have never said that this is a great thing, that we love microtransactions. We never said that. We were more explaining on why companies are doing this. And I brought up an example of, that the first Destiny, there was some free DLC content, and they started selling, they started adding microtransactions in the first game. And we said that it's good that they do that, because if it's free content in the game, then that with that money that they've been getting through microtransactions, they could pay for their work. That's what we were saying. We were not saying that, we love this and everything. And we also mentioned this, and I mentioned this many times in the past, and I could hear myself. Somebody's headset, I don't know what it is. It's too loud, I guess. I don't know who it is. So I also mentioned this, that if they could add microtransactions in the game, but if it's something that's gonna mess up my gaming experience, then I'm not gonna like it at all. And we haven't even reviewed Battlefront 2 yet. Like, we were planning to review it last week, but behind the scenes, I was like, let's all wait so we could talk about it during the next time we record, and that's what we did. There was people hitting us up saying that, I hate your review and this and this and that. Why you guys are giving a great score? I'm like, wait a minute, we haven't even reviewed the game yet. I did a preview, but I didn't mention anything about the microtransactions. I didn't talk much about the campaign, the multiplayer, none of that, because I wanted to say it for the show. So I'm kind of confused, because I don't know where they got this, that we love the microtransactions in the game. I don't know where they got that from, but we were talking about the business side, like why companies are doing that. We were not defending it like, yeah, this is great, So yeah, personally, I think, yes, they messed up big time, EA, and yeah, to me personally, I don't like the multiplayer part of the game. I really don't like it. I've been playing the single player campaign, which I'm going to talk about a little bit later, but they kind of killed it. And of course, everybody's going after EA, but Disney's involved, LucasArts is involved, and I think there was a leak a couple days ago where they were saying that originally EA wanted to do it kind of like Overwatch style, that type, when it comes to like loot boxes and all that stuff. And supposedly, I don't know if this is true now because this is a leak, but supposedly Lucas says, nope, remove that. We want it this way. And the reason, in my opinion, is because, Star Wars is a big franchise. Companies probably definitely want to get more money, take advantage. Like, hey, you want Luke Skywalker, you have to do this. And it's just, I think the way how they did it is just completely trash, in my opinion. I just don't like it at all, man, So I know I went to the event. I was there for 2 days playing it, and there was some things that we didn't get to see at the event. We found out after the game came out, and the thing is, it looks bad on the people that were at the event we have all these videos and content, and then everybody's going to think, oh, you guys got invited, so no wonder you guys are kissing ass and all that stuff, but they don't know behind the scenes how it is, you know what I'm saying? So it's very frustrating when people are just coming up with stuff saying that we love some and that we never even mentioned that on the show, you know what I'm saying? So, but go ahead, Pete.
Right. No, I think that's part of the confusion. If you go back and listen to the tape, I don't think any of us said, we agree with what EA did with regards to microtransactions on Battlefront 2. It was more of an explanation as to what those microtransactions cover and, just trying to bring the business aspect of it while not trying to say we support it, right? We're just trying to give a further explanation because some people may not understand or know what those microtransactions provide in the form of stimulus or revenue for the organization. Like Paris said, it wasn't until, a day or two later that all of this exploded on the internet saying, with regards to, EA taking the nosedive essentially on this, Disney allegedly calling EA, hours before they brought the news that they were going to pull microtransactions in general out of the title. Was there ever any confirmation that actually happened, or is that still all, was that ever confirmed? I don't recall ever seeing it.
Oh, yeah, it happened.
It happened. They announced it. They posted a blog about it.
Okay. No, but I'm saying,
it's temporary.
Hold on.
It's temporary.
I'm saying in regards to the Disney call hours prior to the announcement being the impetus for them pulling it.
Rumor.
Is that rumor? Okay.
Yeah, that's all rumor. Yeah.
That's what I was trying to get at, because God forbid, something happened to their most valuable franchise at this point, right? It's the last thing they want to do. I'm still kind of iffy about Battlefront 2. I mean, we all know that it's essentially it feels to me, and I won't say we all because, everybody has their own opinions, but for me, it feels like Battlefield 1 with essentially a Star Wars skin on top of it. I know it's not as simple as that, so I don't want to poo-poo on the work that developers do around the world. They do an amazing job, and it's not an easy job, so I can't even pretend to say it's just slapping a skin on it. But for me, that's how it feels. It feels like Battlefield 1 set in Star Wars. So essentially, that's probably an easier, more politically correct way of saying it. I don't agree with the way it was implemented. I don't have an issue with microtransactions in general. Obviously, because I've said it in shows before, I have been the guy that has thrown the wallet at games on occasion, so I'm not going to try to backpedal or moonwalk my way out of that. I've done it in the past. I just don't like the way that they structured it or put it into Battlefront 2. Could it have been done better? Probably. Could it have probably not as nosedived as hard as a result? Possibly, if they would have done it better. But I think we can all agree the way they did it, or the way they put it across, was poorly judged or poorly done. So, hopefully,
here's a question though. Pete, and for you, Paris too. That the media is posting all this stuff about Battlefront 2, microtransactions, everything. But where are the articles of people that have games that has microtransactions that they've never put in money into buying those stuff in the game? We never see those. We never ever see articles like that. But it's a lot easier to post negative coverage on any game, not only Battlefront, but also like let's say Bungie a few days ago and all that stuff. Right? It's easy to post that, but they will never post anything on where are the gamers that has never purchased any microtransactions in the game, and they're still having a great experience. We never seen that, because negative coverage.
But in this instance, though, that's irrelevant. This was
no.
structured pay-to-win
Yes.
format. They purposely deceived gamers to
Yes.
you spend your $60, and the only way that you're going to get an actual advantage and get the Darth Vaders and the Luke Skywalkers of the world is you got to pay more money, or we're going to put a ridiculously long gameplay gate in front of it where you got to play hours upon hours to even have a chance to get that, whereas you can take the quick shortcut, throw money at it, and you're going to have it right away. That's why you're seeing these kind of articles. You're not going to see articles about things like Warframe and all that, where people don't have to throw money at something and they still have an enjoyable time, because no one cares about that. That's why. Because in other words, the game is working as intended. It's when things don't work as intended is when people are going to be up in arms with torches and pitchforks, and they're going to start screaming on social media. That's why you're seeing that.
Yeah. No, but don't get me wrong. I agree that this is a pay to win process, but I follow a couple of journalists and a couple of people that have the game that were not at the event at all. And they've been playing for 20 hours or so. And they were like, look, I haven't purchased anything. I still unlocked a bunch of stuff. They're happy with it. Me personally, I'm not a fan of the multiplayer, but why we're not even talking about that side too? We don't.
Why, Danny? You know why, Danny? Because EA got freaking caught. No one wants to hear about the couple journalists that says, "Hey, I had a great time with it," when the company themselves have admitted they made it pay to win from the start, and they deceived people. Because, sorry, that is not what Star Wars Battlefront should be. You should not be giving me a game that I have to throw more money at it to succeed. That's why you're not going to. No one wants to hear from Ben Couture or whoever the heck was saying that. Online,
no, it's not him.
Had a good time about. I'm just as an example. But my point is, no one cares about that because the company has admitted they effed up. That's why. No one wants to hear from that journalist that says, "Well, I'm having a good time. I don't understand what it is." Go talk to those hardcore multiplayer people that want to unlock Rey and Darth Maul and Vader and all that. And you've just told them, unless you spend more money, it's going to take you 80 hours to be able to get that character. Come on. Come on.
Now,
that's extreme.
No, Paris, I'm not disagreeing with you. Like, I agree everything you guys are saying. I agree. It's pay to win. I'm not a fan of the progression. Like, I get that. I totally get that. The thing what I'm saying is sometimes I feel like the media takes advantage of that stuff too, because that's the other side too, Paris, of clickbait and all that stuff too.
But see, I'm just going to flat out disagree with you on that. In this instance, it's warranted. This isn't clickbait. This isn't trying to stir up controversy. This is 100% fact. EA and Disney got caught with a pay-to-win model in Star Wars Battlefront 2. Period.
Again, I agree with you. I'm not. I'm probably not going to say anything because you guys are not going to understand what I'm trying to say. I'm just saying that I can see from that point of view too, Paris. Like, I totally don't agree with Disney and EA has been doing. Like, I'm not a fan of that at all. But I also feel that the media is just not really talking about the other side. And I would like to know more about like Warframe and other like Ghost Recon, Wildlands. They have cosmetics in there. Destiny 2 has cosmetics, microtransactions, all that stuff. It's not pay to win, of course, it's not. But I also want to see from the other side of people that have never purchased these things too. I want to learn like are they playing so many hours? Like what is it? Like, I play a lot of mobile games sometimes. Like lately I've been playing, Word with Friends. I Part 2 just came out, I think like a month ago. So I don't know. So I've been playing that a lot. I've never purchased anything, and I'm still having fun. I'm having fun playing with my cousins, playing with my friends. But I just don't see the media talk about that side too. I would love to see that, because I feel like by media doing that, it will help the gamers understand the business a little bit more too. Now, did EA did it the right way? No, I think that they completely effed up the whole game by doing that, adding pay to win. But also, there's the other side too that. There's other companies that are doing it. They're doing it right. Look at Overwatch. They're adding content all the time. They did a great job with that game. It has microtransactions. Let's learn about that side of the business. Like, why are they doing that? That's what I'm trying to say, Paris. Not just focus on these guys are the devil. They're adding this, and that's it. We got to learn from the other side of the business too, man. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I think the baseline is if you're going to pay for the game, let's say $30 in the case of PUBG, $40 in the case of Overwatch, etc. If you're going to put
$60.
If you're on PC, it's 40. So
now, but when it first launched, it was $59.99.
On console, on PC, it was $39.99.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it was that's what it was. To get back in the train of thought, if you're going to do that, then only provide DLC that's not going to impact the gameplay itself, be it a cosmetic fact only. Right. If you've got, so I'm questioning, my curiosity then says, okay, well, if you've got like a game of like League of Legends, right? Free to jump in whenever you want. It's only, the only DLC in there is cosmetic skins only. Should that be the line then? You know, if it's free, you can get DLC, or you can get microtransactions and it's only cosmetic. But if you're going to be in a paid game, it shouldn't be, you shouldn't have anything that impacts the game. Like, is that the magic line, or is that the line that makes people happy? Don't put anything in there that's going to impact gamers, unless you're going to put a broad stamp on it, like the Surgeon General's warning, like on top of it saying this game has, this game has microtransactions that could affect, the impact of the game.
All right, so let's go with the review, because I think we talked about this for a very long time. All right, so I'm going to talk about Star Wars Battlefront 2, because I went to the event. I've been playing for a while, and I've been talking to P and Paris behind the scenes about the game overall. Like I said, I'm not a fan of the multiplayer. Mm-hmm. Yes, they added way more stuff to do in this game than the previous game. P, I have to disagree with you that this is a clone of Battlefront, the first Battlefront. I feel like it plays differently, and compared to the first one, like I feel you would die a lot quicker. I didn't like the multiplayer in that game either. There was no single player on that game. This one has it. Now, let me go first with the single player campaign. You play the characters Iden Versio, I think. I can't remember her last name. Well, anyways, that's the one. That's the one with Janina Gamakar. She's the lead character in the game. And this takes place between episode 6 and 7 of Star Wars. And I love the story. I love how kind of ended with close to like episode 7, right? But here's the issue that I have. I feel like some parts of the story was like the campaign it felt rushed. I didn't really get to know the main character of the game. Like I'm super curious about her. I want to know more about her character and everything. Yeah, you see some of the characters from previous Star Wars. You see them in the game and stuff, and it's like kind of random when they show up out of nowhere. It just felt super rushed. But I wish they could talk to them more about the character and stuff, man. But overall, it was a lot of fun. It was just that bit rushed and everything. Now, when it comes to the multiplayer, I didn't like the progression at all, man. We were playing this at the review event, and I think this is not 100%, but I think that I felt like they did it in a way for us to unlock stuff quicker over there at the event. But once it came out to the public, it was a different way how to unlock certain things, and I don't like that. When we see something from an event and then we talked about it on a podcast, and then when it comes out, it's totally different, then we look like a bunch of weirdos. We're liars now because it was in a certain way at the event and we talked about it like that. I don't like that at all. So yeah, Pete, you said you played the Star Wars Battlefront 2 or not?
I did.
Okay, multiplayer or single player?
Single player only. I'm the type of person that likes to go into the single player, finish the single player, and then go into the multiplayer at a later date. I do that for most titles. I'd probably say 90 to 95% of the games that I play that have a combination of single player and multiplayer. I do the single player first because I think it gives you a better idea and a grasp of how the game plays. Obviously, there's some instances where the multiplayer changes up and it's not the same. But in this case, it's similar to a lot of the games that I typically play, and I like that. I like doing it single player versus multiplayer. I haven't touched the multiplayer. to be quite honest. As Paris mentioned, once all this news about microtransactions and stuff, I'm not going to say it's the sole reason why I haven't played it. I mean, the sole reason is because I've got way too many games on my plate and been juggling in life. You know, between Assassin's Creed still, Call of Duty World War II, I've been playing still, and everything. And Wolfenstein 2, it's been hard to find the personal time to do this while still juggling a family and a career. So I haven't put as much time as you have. I haven't had the opportunity to. So I don't want to say, you know, I've played the full game. What I have played on the single player has been enjoyable. But I can't really speak too much on the multiplayer because, you know, I don't want to lie to our listeners or to you guys and say, oh yeah, I don't like this or I like this. You know, I've played maybe 30% of the single player campaign, and so far it's okay. It's enjoyable. But I'll just leave it at that, and I'll maybe reserve my judgment for, you know, another show. Maybe we'll do it on an after thing, you know, an after show or something like that. But I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad.
Yeah, the single player, I finished it like between 5-6 hours. It felt very short too. You know, that's another issue that I had with the single player campaign. It was cool. I had fun, but I don't know. I wish they could add more of the story. Like, I want to get to know more about the character, you know? So yeah. Paris, I don't know if you got to play Star Wars Battlefront 2 at all. If you want to say anything before we move on, but go for it.
I mean, I played a little bit of the campaign, a few hours, and like I said, honestly, just real talk. Once this news came out, I put it down. I haven't picked it up since. I've watched Trey play it. He seems to just think it's okay, you know, and just watching him. I mean, the campaign definitely has a Star Wars feel to it. Watching the multiplayer, I can tell it's not my cup of tea. Kind of what Pete alluded to earlier, and I know it's not as simple as this, but the best analogy I can do, it looks like a Battlefield reskin more than anything. And then you just throw in all the stuff with the microtransaction stuff. I'm like, I'll wait. I'll jump into this at a later date because there's just way too many other things trying to play right now anyways. But I mean, graphically, it looks fantastic. I played it. When I played it, I played a little bit on the PC, and then Trey's been playing on the PS4. Both versions look fantastic. And then obviously on the PC, playing it in 4K, maxed out. Fantastic looking game. I mean, graphically, obviously everything that DICE, you know, everything they put out graphically is fantastic with that Frostbite engine. So, I mean, no complaints there. Gameplay wise, I mean, I'm going to have to pass because I've not given it enough time to give a valid opinion on it.
Yeah, you know what? If I feel bad that these developers, they worked on this game so hard, and then of course the higher ups, of course, hey, add this, add that, you know, in the game, and that's it. It kills it. Or like the whole hype about the game just killed it, you know. So it's I think hopefully the next time they work on a Star Wars game, if that happens, I hope they learn from this, man. You know, and the good thing that they're doing this now with the whole, like, people not liking the whole pay to win. It's good they're doing this now because, you know, a big game comes out next year. It's Anthem, and hopefully they don't, you know, EA doesn't add that type of crap in the game and also ruins the whole thing, man. You know, it just sucks. The whole situation just sucks, man.
Yeah, and let me just say one thing. You guys have addressed this already previously, but don't blame the developers. Don't blame the people that actually make the game at DICE, as an example, right? They're just doing their job. They're doing what they're being told from pay grades way above them to put this crap in the game. If it was strictly up to the development team, they're just going to make a kick-ass game. They're going to make the best game they possibly can. They want people to play it and have fun with it. But we have to go with the reality that this is a business and that these microtransaction things, implemented the right way or poorly in this instance, are just a part of business. They're going to happen in game development because the cost of making these AAA games are so high right now that you spending $60, they got to make it back somehow. You know, I'm of the opinion, do it cosmetic. because now you're giving me the option. I will not drop a freaking dime on any of this stuff, but there are plenty of people out there that are more than happy to buy cosmetic items. And, the numbers just stated. You look at what Activision, as an example, they make billions of dollars a year just off of microtransactions. So there is a market out there for it. And I ain't mad at them. Do what you got to do. All I got to say is when I spend $60, I put the disc in, I play the game. As long as I'm having fun and I'm not feeling like I'm being forced to go buy something extra to continue that fun, unless it's, actual content DLC, then, that's a problem. I will tap out immediately on something like that and move on to something else. Again, CD Projekt Red had an amazing tweet, a few days ago. They were responding to a journalist site, I forget the exact name right now, talking about this whole microtransaction stuff. And I'm paraphrasing, but they basically said that with us, you don't have to worry about that with Cyberpunk 2077. We cut out all the BS. We leave the greed up to others. In other words, we're just going to give you a great game because that's what we do, versus trying to nickel and dime you every step of the way with some microtransaction. So it's, again, don't blame the developers is what I'm trying to say. Is they're just doing their job. These are people in suits way up on the executive level that are saying, how can we maximize our return on investment? And that's where you come up with this nonsense for Battlefront 2.
Yeah, and let's go with the next topic, Paris, because everybody's attacking you on Twitter now about the Destiny 2 stuff. So for those that don't know, because I've been out, haven't been reading the news online and stuff. Tell us how all this came about, and then go from there.
Okay, so even on that front, Bungie got caught too. There is a feature in Destiny 2 where they basically throttle XP after like once you get to level 20 in Destiny 2, XP starts to slow down, right? And then what happened is they have, like, if you're doing a public event versus doing like a raid or the Crucible or stuff like that, the XP is throttled depending on the type of event that you're doing. And basically what has been found out is that system isn't working as we thought it was, and they're just throttling XP overall. So the number that says, hey, I'm getting X amount of XP on the screen isn't what you're really getting. Excuse me. And after level 20, your XP is tied directly into you earning a Bright Engram. Bright Engram is what you get from Eververse, which is Destiny's version of microtransactions, because you can get all these different type of cosmetic items from them, and you can also get mods as well. So just to be clear on that. And that experience was slowed down. So people are pissed because it got found in the community. They've been talking about this on Reddit, for the last couple, like the good week or so, with the Clarion Call thing. That's when people really started noticing that. And Clarion Call was Bungie's version, or Destiny 2's version, of double XP for a weekend, right? And Reddit was really talking about this a lot. It got picked up by a couple media sites. I know PC Gamer had an article about it. And then right after that, Bungie came out and go, well, we reviewed everything, and now we realize we made a mistake. We're turning off that feature altogether, and we're going to fix it in the future. People are pissed. And I get it. Trust me, 100% get why people are pissed. Because basically, Bungie lied to us. And they deceived us with this XP thing. I'm catching flack over it because I tweeted out that this never bothered me. Because, again, I don't care about the cosmetic items that I get from a Bright Engram. When I get one, I'm like, oh, cool, I'll get one, I'll turn it in. Whatever I get. I'm not too concerned about it. I'm not chasing anything that Eververse sells, so to speak, right? And the way that it works in Destiny 2, you can't just directly buy an item. Again, this comes back to the whole gambling thing. You can buy Bright Engrams, and then it's RNG on what you get from it, right? So you would literally have to keep throwing money at it until you get the item that you want from the Bright Engram. So people are upset about this because, again, there is a community that does care about cosmetic items, that do buy cosmetic items in Destiny. And like people pointed out to me on Twitter, it's not so much the XP thing. Because, again, it's not a competitive advantage that you get from this. It's not going to change the way that you play Destiny 2. It's the fact that Bungie was never public, that this system was in place in the first place. Allow myself to introduce myself. But I get it. I get why people are upset about it. And you are 100% valid in being upset about it. And, again, I'm catching it. on social media because I'm the Bungie shill with my sword and shield, and I'm defending the Bungie realm of Destiny 2 and that whole thing. Which, look, let's be clear, because I try to be very transparent. There is a bit of bias with me when it comes to Destiny 2 because I obviously have been very close with people at Bungie, and obviously, got to review the game. They went to the studio, the whole thing. So there is bias there with me, and I acknowledge that. So my main thing on it don't have outrage. You 100% have outrage about it. The thing that I was trying to say on Twitter is, and this goes back to EA with DICE, this is just overall, like I was saying, don't blame the developer for this stuff. This is coming from a higher level to implement these type of things, right? Don't blame directly, Claude Jerome as an example. He's the developer over at Bungie. This wasn't his call. 100% guarantee it wasn't his call that this happened. But what Bungie does need to do, what Activision does need to do, and Luke Smith, obviously there's damage control going on. Luke Smith tweeted out at the next reveal event, which will be this Wednesday, Luke and Mark Noseworthy are going to talk about the quality of life changes. They're going to address the community feedback, the whole thing. You have to be transparent about this stuff. That's why people get mad. If we knew about this XP thing from the get-go, maybe some people are upset about it, maybe some people aren't, but you knew about it from day one. And that's where Bungie and Activision failed on this. And that's where hopefully they get a lessons learned from this. The same with DICE and EA and all this with the other stuff. Take these lessons learned now. Fix this stuff. Talk to your community. Be more transparent, be it Deej or Cosmo or Irk or whoever you need to do over at that studio to have more of an open dialogue with the community, be it via Twitter or jumping on Reddit or do more of your weekly updates on your website, whatever the case may be. But this does look bad for Bungie. I 100% get it. Look, I like the game. I still play the game. I understand it, but this will turn people off from Destiny 2 because now it seems like you're trying to force us to go buy bright engrams because you're going to slow down the way that we earn bright engrams. So this is a problem for them, 100%.
So I have a question with something that you said, and it's just more I want clarity on it. You said that there's an RNG factor with regards to bright engrams. How is that any different from Battlefront 2's microtransactions? Because you're not specifically going out and paying for a specific loot box. There's still an RNG factor there as well. So if you look at it from that perspective, it's the same practice. Why does Bungie seem to get a pass?
Disagree. And Bungie doesn't get a pass, by the way. Okay. They're just as much as a fault as EA, in my opinion, when it comes to this. But it's different because what Battlefront's 2 model, it is pay to win. You will get a competitive advantage from those loot boxes, whereas with bright engrams, they don't give you an advantage on anything.
Do the mods not provide some kind of an advantage? I'm not saying it's going to I'm saying the level of advantage that it provides you is not going to be as steep as if you got something from Battlefront 2, but if you're playing Iron Banner, those mods make a difference, right?
Nope. And that's part of the problem of what Bungie needs to fix with their quality of life, because the mods right now don't do jack crap. That's a problem.
And again, I don't play it, so I haven't played it, in months. So I'm asking you because obviously you're the one we all go to for Destiny talk, right? So that's all I was asking. That's all I just need to clarify.
No, but it's good. It's good that you did that, Pete, because I know how it is. People listen to the show, and they will go after Paris again. Like, wait a minute, Paris, but you said this about Star Wars. Why are you not saying this about Bungie? Like, they will take it and flip it and say that, So I understand why you did that.
No. And again, let's be clear on that. That's why I wanted to be upfront about it. There is a certain level of bias that comes from me. I get it because, I know people at that studio that make the game. I've had private conversations with them. So, yeah, there is a bias there with me. But at the same time, in this scenario, it's different, but it isn't different when it comes to the comparisons of Battlefront 2. The only reason that it's different is because it isn't a competitive advantage, but it is the same thing of they deceive their community by not being upfront about something. So for that, they need to take whatever penalty they're going to get from it, the same as EA is taking their penalty right now with Battlefront 2. And they will lose. Look, Bungie, Destiny 2 will lose people over this, 100%. No matter what Luke Smith comes out and says next or in a couple days here in Wednesday, doesn't matter. people will be pissed about this. They will not pick up the game again, and they will move on to something else. And that's the other thing I was saying on Twitter. The way that you send a message to these studios is you hit them where it hurts. Their business model, right in the wallet. Don't buy their DLC. Don't buy the game. Go play something else. There's almost cursed. There are already games out there to play right now that are high quality, game of the year caliber, that you don't need to spend your time playing Battlefront 2 or Destiny 2 or any other game that you feel has slighted you in some way by trying to trick you into spending more money. If you feel that way, don't play it. Bottom line. That's all it really comes down to. But at the same time, don't fault someone that is okay with playing Battlefront 2 or is okay with playing Destiny 2 or whatever the game may be. Maybe they enjoy it. Maybe they're okay with it. It's their choice. Again, you vote with your wallet. It is your money that you spend. You decide how you do it. There is no right or wrong from a consumer standpoint when it comes to that stuff because it's your decision. You know what I mean? Our point on it is, look, we just give our opinion on what we think. So I've given my opinion. Danny's given his opinion. Pete's given his opinion. Right or wrong, it is still just our opinion.
Mm-hmm. And the thing that I noticed about all this stuff, all this controversy, is communication, man. Be straight up with your fans, with the people that are gonna buy the game. Be open about it, man. Because I feel like by companies doing this behind the scenes and not saying anything, it looks kind of shady, man. And that will make people be even more uncomfortable to buy the product because of it, man. You know, so they gotta be open, man. Same thing what happened with EA. You know, communication on Twitter and Reddit and all that stuff. It was like drama. Same thing was going on with Bungie. It just looks shady, man. If they have to be straight up with their fans, I think. You know, communication is super, super important. So that's it. Anything else, Paris, from that, or you're done from that topic?
I think I got my point across on that. Again, I'm still playing, but that's my choice that I still play, because for me personally, the XP thing was never an issue for me because the bright engrams weren't an issue for me. But I 100% get why people are upset because Bungie wasn't transparent. And I think this reveal event that they're going to do with Luke Smith and Noseworthy on Wednesday is probably the most important thing that they've done in the history of Destiny right now, because they need to be very transparent, give a proper roadmap moving forward on what these changes are going to be, and make sure that none of this happens again. Because if there's anything else that comes out about this game that we don't know about that seems to steer us towards spending more money, hell, I might be out. That's it. That's a problem.
Real time.
It really is.
Well, one of the things, one thing you did say earlier was, you know, there hasn't been as much communication as of late from the Destiny PR folks. We know that they're always, you know, collecting information and stuff, and you don't want to act too quickly, because then you might take a smaller sample size of data and use that towards whatever changes you choose to implement in your game. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that they're taking that information, but they don't want to take it in small doses. You know, they'd much rather take a much larger sample size. And then, you know, obviously these changes and iterations take time to develop and test and push out. So, you know, it's good that they're actually doing that, though. It's good that they're taking their time and they're listening. And we know, again, these changes take time to put in. So it's not like they can, you know, flip a switch and fix these things. So hopefully for both titles, you know, going back to the Battlefront 2 stuff and sticking with the Destiny 2, hopefully these are changes that can be fixed, you know, because the last thing we want to do is start, you know, losing games as a result.
Yeah, here's where Bungie screwed up. And this is where it comes to being more transparent with your communication. When this was first discovered by Reddit and people were on fire about this on Reddit, Cosmo or whoever, all it took was one simple Reddit post. Hey, we're investigating this. That's it. If you said that, people wouldn't be on fire right now, because it looks bad because it wasn't until PC Gamer and a couple other media outlets actually posted it that it was like, uh-oh, red alert, they're on to us. Go say something. Right? That's when it looks bad. But if they were like active within their community of, hey, we're hearing you, we're looking into this, we want to get to the bottom of this and make sure that this is working the way it was intended, we'll get back to you. There wouldn't be this outrage right now. And that's what I'm saying. Even with some of these other issues that are happening, Bungie doesn't have to say, hey, a fix is coming on this date. All they got to say is, we hear you, we're looking into it, we're looking into the balance of this, how this works with that, blah, blah, blah. That's going to ease people's minds, and versus staying quiet on the stuff, and then you wait weeks, months to then finally say something, the whole while the community's outraged.
Yeah, and it's too late. It's too late.
Way too late at that point.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to go with fan mail. You guys ready for fan mail or what? We haven't done this in a week or so, so here goes. It's time for fan mail. All right. So I'm going to go with the first one here. This is from Ill Skills. What's up, GTR crew? My last Nintendo console was a GameCube, and I was determined to not buy a Switch. Listening to you guys talk about it, though, and hearing your excitement convinced me to pick one up alongside with Super Mario Odyssey and Zelda. My son is 7 years old, and it's been really awesome watching him play through his first Mario experience. We're having a blast playing Mario 2. Mario 2-player, big smiles on both of our faces. Just want to say thanks and keep up the awesome work. Thanks, man, for the message, man. And we've been saying it, guys. Like, Nintendo Switch has been great so far this year. Lately I've been playing a lot of Doom and Skyrim. Like, Bethesda has been kicking butt, man. Like, putting all these games that came out in other consoles, and they did a great job, man. For the Nintendo Switch, so I can't wait for next year, 2018, man. But overall, man, Nintendo, they've been kicking butt, man. They look at this. Just yesterday, I went to Best Buy and I was walking around. I was just curious to see what was going on with the gaming section and everything. And Nintendo Switch sold out. Super NES Classic sold out. There was a couple of PlayStation 4 and Xbox One S there, but. Yeah, overall, people are just buying Nintendo Switch. And look, they didn't even reduce the price. Nintendo, the $299, still outselling both of the other consoles, man. So that's crazy, man. You guys have to say anything about that or no?
Not really. I haven't really. Again, like I said earlier in the show, I've got so much stuff. It's hard to budget time for all of these titles coming out, whether it be Uno, which I know we've been trying to get. Going between the four of us, or actually, the five of us, if we want to include Mandy and David. But yeah, between that, we still need to do that. There's Monopoly stuff, and then Monopoly's still gonna probably cause some friction between us all, but not as much as
I'm down. I'm down for that.
And then Assassin's Creed still. There's just so many great titles and games out right now. It's really, really hard to budget time to play it all, unless one of us wins the lottery and wants to start covering life expenses for the rest of us.
Yeah, well, we're traveling in a couple of weeks, and I'm planning to.
We are
to play. I guess so. No, but I'm planning to play some Nintendo Switch and stuff. So yeah, I can't wait for that. Paris, you want to say anything about that, or are you good? We're gonna move on.
No, I mean I'm good. I mean Pete pretty much echoed everything I would have said. Which is, dude, there just ain't enough time. It was funny, like Mario Odyssey as an example. I've not played, in a good week, and I remember my son was asking me yesterday. He goes, "Are you still playing Mario?" And I was like, "Oh crap, I'm not. I got to start playing Mario again, man. It's just too many games right now." Yeah,
I might restart the whole game again and start from scratch. So probably gonna do that.
Did you get all the moves?
Pete? No, I'm like I got a lot. I gotta check, but I have a lot because I finished the game and all I was doing just collecting moons, from like different worlds, different kingdoms and stuff. So I have to do that again. We'll see. Pete,
yes, sir.
You want to play a voicemail or read? Email, Discord?
Sure. I'll play another voicemail. Here we go. Voicemail 2.
All right. Hey, what's going on, Gamertag Radio? I hope you guys are doing well. This is Keon calling from Baltimore. I just wanted to leave a quick comment. I just finished listening to episode number 716, and it was a great conversation this week about Microsoft, Xbox, and all of that greatness that you guys bring to the table as far as gaming goes. But I just wanted to comment on the last segment that you guys talked about, where Paris was talking about, being a father to a son, as well as Pete. Shout out to those two brothers, and you, Danny. But you guys had actually made me remember, when I was growing up with my father, how Paris had said that children will remember those conversations. Now I'm 38. I'm a little older now, but I remember growing up with both my parents. My dad used to tell me to come outside, let's play catch, let's play some ball, and let's just talk to one another. And I was very reluctant to do it at the time. As a teenager, I wanted to go off and do my own thing. And he would, tell me, well, come on with me to the baseball game, let's watch the Orioles play. And I tell you, now that he's gone, and even before he passed away, you actually do reflect on that stuff. And thinking about those times, they were some of the absolute best times that I can remember having with my father. It was just a great bonding experience just because of him. I actually got into gaming. He used to love Pac-Man on the Atari 2600. So I just wanted to thank you guys for making me also remember some of those great times with my father. Not trying to get sappy or anything like that, but that's why I really appreciate what you guys do. So with that, you guys take care. Y'all have a good weekend when it comes. Bye-bye.
And it's Keon again, as always, dude. I love the enthusiasm that he brings to the show. I mean, he's always supporting us each and every week. So, shout out to him. Thanks for the kind words, and we appreciate that. And big ups.
Yep. You want to say anything, guys? Peter Paris about the conversation we had a couple of days ago about our dads?
Why don't you say something?
I'm not a parent. I'm not a parent.
Apparently, you're not a parent.
I basically already said, I've already really said everything I needed to say on the previous episode when we talked about this. But I appreciate him, getting something from that because like I said, it is important. Your kids are a lot more perceptive than you may realize. They pick up on a lot of things, and they're going to remember these things. And like I said on the previous episode, it's very important to me because I didn't have this. Didn't have dad. Didn't. I don't have those memories. Like, I take my son to, the football games and, like we do all these things that I wish I would have been doing when I was a kid. And I feel like these are things that he'll remember. Like I said, the conversations that we just casually have these days about movies and comics and gaming and things like that. I didn't have that person to have those conversations with it. So it's very important to me, and, hopefully he'll appreciate it. And like I said, it isn't just my son. I'm using him as the example, but it's all three of my kids. I have different conversations with all three of them. And, being an African-American male, raising three African-American children, unfortunately, I'm more of a unicorn in this current society than I am the. And not that I take a sense of pride with it, because like Chris Rock said, I'm supposed to be doing these things. It's not that I'm special or doing anything unique. It's what I'm supposed to do as a man and as a father and as a husband is be interactive with my kids. But I do understand that there are a lot of people out there currently that don't do that. So I want to make sure that my kids aren't one of those kids that go, man, I really wish my dad was around more. I wish I would have done this with my dad. I did that. They're not going to be able to say that. If anything, they're like, God, my dad's so annoying. He's always talking to me about this and doing that. But when they're older, they're going to appreciate it. And that's all. That's all I was trying to say.
And it's not just appreciate it. It's funny because I actually had this conversation with my wife and our friends yesterday as we were heading to dinner. It's just that it wasn't until I was older and I had matured more that I realized that all those little talks that I had with my dad were all like little lessons that he was trying to impart on me that I didn't get. Like, it just didn't hit me because, I was young, I was stupid, I was invulnerable, and I knew what I was doing, quote unquote. But it wasn't until I had my kids, I had, my house, I had my wife, that it was like, well, damn, old man was right all this time. He wasn't just yakety in my ear just to be a cadre old man. Nah, he was trying to impart some wisdom and life skills and lessons. So, it's funny. I'm almost starting to get Charmin soft now. Shout out to the dads and the moms. I mean, there's no difference. Moms probably have it just twice as hard as we do because they've got their own they've got their own things that they got to do. But shout out to the moms and the pops that are doing it, whether you're in a single family or you've got both of your parents, or hell, if you've got broken up families and you've got multiple moms and dads. Shout out to all of y'all doing the job that you should be, whether you're, born or your foster moms or foster dads, etc. As long as you're doing your job to make sure that our children are growing up responsible, respectful, prideful, and hardworking, then, shout out to all of y'all.
All right. So is there any other ones?
There's the one you want us to read. Let me find it really.
Yeah.
Where's it at?
It's an email. Fan mail email.
Wait. I see Stanny. What? I don't see it.
It was from November 23rd. 3 days ago.
Oh, I'm thinking it was in the email you sent. Hold on.
No.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. All right, this one is from Chuck, and he's saying, "Hi, Gamertag Radio. With all the hate on loot boxes and pay to win, I would like to remind people that they have been around for a while, and some people love them. Anyone ever play Pokemon card game or Magic the Gathering? I enjoy Magic the Gathering very much. It's a pay-to-win game. There have been many video game versions of it also. Some free to play, some not. You need to spend money if you want to win online either way. And when you win, you get money to buy packs, random loot crates, and some. I'm sure no one wants to talk about Star Wars Battlefront and its many problems, but to say it is bad because it's pay to win is not fair if they are upfront. Keyword. These loot boxes are supposed to pay for the DLC that they charge too much for in the first one. Okay, sorry, I'm just deciphering this. Country, I'm talking about making loot. Some countries are talking about making loot crates illegal. Are they going to make Pokemon and Magic the Gathering illegal also? I really do not see a difference. I want to hear your opinion on the difference between loot boxes and packs of cards. And if one is illegal, why would the other not be? Remember that. What is MTG? I'm done.
Magic
the Gathering.
Magic the Gathering. Sorry, I can't read. Remember that Magic the Gathering has online instant rewards also. And if you are playing online, you need a credit card to buy microtransactions. So kids should not have access to these. I would like to add that the game is not as bad as the internet makes. And I did win an online game, got VIP without even using a hero or high level character. Basically, very little mods on him. Keep up the great work. Call out the shenanigans you see, but keep it positive. The internet is full of negativity. Thanks, Chuck. So thank you for this email, Chuck. And yeah, I mean, we kind of touched on this a little bit. It's not that pay to win is bad. It's being upfront about it. If your game is pay to win, let us know it's pay to win. Don't make us think it's one thing. And then once we're halfway into the game, realize, oh shit, I got to throw money at this to win. And like he said, he was able to win a match without having to pay anything, and that's great. But the more competitive you start getting, everyone's going to look for the shortcut, right? And the shortcut's going to be pay money because that's going to get you Luke Skywalker and all these other things. And all, like I've been saying, and I'm sure Danny and Pete have been saying, is if that's the model, fine. Just say it from the get-go. Don't wait until people have already spent their money and then say, oh, by the way, now you got to spend all this money, or you got to play a ridiculous amount of hours to actually unlock all this stuff that's going to give you the competitive advantage when you're playing multiplayer. And then going on what he's saying with Magic the Gathering and Pokemon and all that, he does bring up a good point, because some European companies are looking to make loot boxes illegal and call it gambling. If that's the case, what does that mean for all these other mobile games that do this already? And I think this goes back to the stance of they're upfront about it. Whereas if you're not upfront about it, I think that's where it becomes illegal. And that's just my opinion. I could be wrong.
Now, but thinking about it too, when we were growing up back in the days, wasn't arcade was kind of like pay to win back in the 80s, back in the 70s? Wasn't that pay to win? If you have money, you keep on playing. If you don't, you're stuck. That's it. You can't really continue to play. Wasn't like that too back then? I mean, it's different technology-wise, yeah, of course. But
think of it this way, though. It is in this sense, but you didn't have to spend a $60 fee just to walk into the arcade to start then throwing more money at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that part.
I guess that's what the whole outrage of this is. If Battlefront 2 was a free game, and then they're like, well, you spend this amount of money and you can unlock this, that, I don't think there's an outrage from it. It was the fact that you had to spend the $60, and then once you're actually already starting to play it, you then got to spend additional money, and they didn't tell you that up front. I think in a nutshell, that's the problem.
So what about when they do like XP boosts where you can double or triple your XP if you pay X?
He went silent. I don't hear Pete.
Really?
Yeah, you went silent for no.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry about that. I don't know. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So what about when they double or triple XP for X amount? Like, right? So you buy a 12 pack of Mountain Dew, you get a code. All of a sudden, hey, I got I've got double XP for 12 hours. Same concept. Good, bad. Just your thoughts.
I think okay, but what does that double XP get you? Does it get you a competitive advantage, or does it just rank you up another level? I guess that would be the question on that. And that's really what. And again, this is my opinion. I could be wrong. I think ultimately it really all comes down to competitive advantage. Is spending more money allowing you to be better than someone else online? I think that's all it really comes down to.
Right.
If the answer is yes, then you need to be upfront about that. If the answer is no, not that you need to be sneaky, but I don't think people would be as outraged by it. Again, the whole Bungie versus Battlefield thing right now, whereas Battlefield straight pay to win, Bungie wasn't pay to win, but you didn't tell us regardless. And so I think either way, you need to be upfront about how your game works and how your transactions work, in a game.
All right, so let's play the last voicemail before we wrap this up. You want to play that, Pete?
No.
This one's kind of redundant. I don't think we should play it. All we're talking about is Battlefront again.
Oh, okay. I
think we've talked about it today.
Too much. Yeah. All right. I mean, if there's anything else before we wrap it up? Is there anything?
I have something. I got the Elgato 4K 60 Pro capture card the other day.
Ooh, nice.
And this is great. I love it. I had
Look at his face.
Yeah. I had some initial issues. I guess there must have been driver issues or something because it wasn't working correctly. And shout out to Elgato support. They were kind of talking to me on the back end about this. And I updated the drivers and now it was working fine. Whereas when I would start up OBS, it would work fine. You'd show up, PS4 would show up or whatever. But then when I would turn on my second monitor, so I could play it on the second monitor and OBS is on the other one, OBS would shut off. Same with the Elgato software. It was weird. It reboots, nothing seemed to fix it. But then talking to Elgato, we got it sorted out. But yeah, it works fine. I mean, PS4 is in 4K, no issues. I've done some sample captures of gameplay. All of it was seamless, worked fine. There was no lag or audio sync issues or anything, working as intended. So I'm excited about it because it's going to allow me to, start capturing some 4K content, from my consoles. And, I'll be posting that stuff on YouTube and all that good stuff. So I'm excited for it. It's a little pricey. I can understand some people not wanting, because what is it? Is it $399? I think something like that. Anyways, it is a little pricey, but as they advertise compared to some of their competitors, it's still the cheapest 4K capture card that you can get on the market right now. So, and I posted these on social media. I had the HD 60 Pro. Compare because it's a PCIe card that you put in your PC. I have a comparison. That thing is huge compared to it. It is damn near the size of a GPU. That's how big this 4K 60 Pro card is. But got it in my PCs, working just fine, and I'm very happy with it.
Awesome,
right.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. It's funny you did that comparison picture, and I did the comparison picture of the 1080 and the 1080 Ti as well. It's just like these things are just getting bigger and bigger, man. It's crazy.
Yeah. And one other thing, I have a 32-inch 4K HDR monitor that'll be here Monday. I'm excited for that too. So the debate now is, do I go triple 4K monitors, or do I just replace one of my 28 inches and keep the dual monitors? I'm going to play around with the setup.
So you're going to go dual 4K monitors out of a single TI?
I do that right. I'm literally doing it right now as I'm talking to you.
Okay. Triple, I honestly think you're going to have some issues if you try to go triple, because I tried to do the triple with the 1080 with 3 monitors, and I started chugging and having performance
That's
issues.
your problem, not mine. Let me live.
All right, go get your 3 monitors. Go get your 3 monitors
before I even try it. No,
go get your 3 monitors then.
Yeah. No, I'll try it and see. I mean, I'm thinking, because I'm just going to keep the dual monitor. I'm not 100% sure yet, but I want to try. I just want to see. Right. You know, but if I do go dual monitor, it means I'm gonna have a 28-inch 4K monitor that our Discord community, I might be up for sale.
All right. So head over to gamertagradio.com, post your comments and feedback, as well as you can find us on
Danny didn't care about any of what we just said.
I don't.
We went PC. He was like, blah, blah, blah.
I'm all about console. All right. So continue, and you can subscribe. iTunes, Spotify, TuneIn Radio, and everything.
He got a 1080 Ti. He can't talk about his experience.
Oh, well, he can say that once I'm done. He can say that. So go over there.
I'm being a dick. I know. Whatever.
I know. So you can go over there and find us on Spotify, iTunes, and post a review, guys. Post the reviews. Go over there and shout out to you subscribers out there. Yeah. And Pete, you can talk about your PC stuff. Go ahead.
Oh, gee, thanks for giving me the permission to talk. Wow. Ends the show. He's probably going to cut this out of the show anyways.
No,
I did get the 1080 Ti. I got the EVGA FTW3, same one as Paris got. So far, man, it's been smooth as butter. Loving it. Performance has been amazing. 144 frames per second on PUBG, jumping into Pochinki. So, woo, yeah, it's fire. And then later this week, I'm going to be reviewing this right here. It's the Rocat. I want to pronounce it Kony. It's their new mouse. I've actually been using it for the last couple of weeks here at home. Nice. It's pretty damn good. This was my daily driver right here. This was the Razer Mamba Tournament Edition mouse. I've been using that for about 1.5 years, and I got that from Razer about 1 year plus ago to review. And I thought that was the only mouse I was ever going to use. But I mean, this thing is great. This thing is great. So yeah, stay tuned. We're going to be reviewing that on the next show as well, giving you all the specs, details, and etc. on that. So thanks a lot. You can continue with the show now, Danny. Thanks.
All right. So we're going to wrap it up. If you're watching, we're going to have it after the show.
Okay. Jesus. Yeah. All right. Get in the show. I was going to answer a question, but I guess not. I'll do it
after. You can answer it. Go ahead, Paris.
No, someone was asking in our Twitch chat what monitor I had. It's actually from Monoprice, and I put the link in the chat, but it's from Monoprice. If you go there, monoprice.com, search for the 32-inch 4K HDR monitor, and you'll find it there. And it is comparable to, because I did my research, it is comparable to the LG 32-inch HDR monitor. That's $1,000, and I got it for less than half the price. So I'm willing to take the gamble on that, because the Monoprice is very reputable, full warranty, pixel perfect guarantee, all that. So hey, figured I'd try and save some bucks and get this monitor, and we'll see. And next episode I'll talk about my experience with it. I'm looking forward to it. I'll play Destiny 2 in HDR.
Is it an HDR monitor?
Yes. Wow. Ooh. Have I not said that 20 times?
I don't think you did. I said it was 4K. You just didn't.
Listen, I have said HDR the entire time.
HDR. He's advanced.
Listen. All right. So for those who are watching this on Twitch, after show coming up. Until next time. Peace. Later. Yeah. All right.
Stop that. Yeah, I'm looking. Hold on. I put a link to the monitor in there, but I got a picture of the capture card, and I'm going to put that in there too. Yeah, here it is.
Pia, we're gonna have any giveaways? I know you said you wanted to.
Oh yeah, you didn't give away Destiny 2.
Holy
Yeah.
crap!
But maybe people mad about that. They were like, "I want that damn game."
Microtransaction.
I'll just put it in. Hold on a second.
And Mandy, be quiet. I did say HDR. It's talking about I didn't HDR. I said HDR. Roll the tape.
So on Wednesday, I think is it 2 headsets? Probably gonna give away 2 headsets from Turtle Beach on Wednesday night. So tune in, and you guys have an opportunity to win. So, but today is all about Destiny 2 PC. Let's go microtransaction.
I completely forgot about that. Like we didn't even boost the signal on the whole thing about everything. So yeah. So I'm about to drop this in the chat. So y'all get your copy paste tools ready.
Yeah.
Do we want to like tease it or like that's?
Oh wait. Well, first, before you post it, do we have anybody here that would like to get a copy of Destiny 2 PC? Post in the chat, because I don't know. Maybe everybody already has a copy. You never know.
Why are you going to tell me how to do this?
All right, just put it up. It's going to be a waste.
That's what he does.
It's going to be a waste if you put it up there, man. Imagine everybody says they already have the game. So why are you going to put it up in the chat? You know what I'm saying?
No. Because then they can grab it for their friend. They can gift it. All right. Let's see. So Arctic doesn't need it. No, this is for the PC only. You have to have
PC only.
Oh, hey, you can play with me because I've been kicking ass on the PC lately, boy.
PC. Right,
actually, I'm gonna signal boost this on Twitter real quick. See if we can get a few more people here in the chat.
Yeah, definitely. So you got Tanya, got it.
Oh, and for people that were watching on Twitch, when I was missing for about 5 minutes, I thought I was gonna throw up. All of a sudden, I just got really sick to my stomach for no reason.
It's a microtransaction. That's what.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. I needed to buy the DLC. Yeah.
Oh, what he says? Oh,
Neo the Hut. Yes, it does. And
yeah,
whatever you contribute, thank you for just being a watcher and a listener of the show.
All right, just posted that out.
Arctic, I think it's for both PlayStation 4 and also Xbox One X.
What's that?
The headset. I have to find out which one, but let me see. Let me check. Double check. Hold up. Let's see.
But Pete, Into Cranes in the chat said, yeah, triple monitor setup works fine.
Okay. On a TI?
Honestly, I don't see why it wouldn't, even on a 1080. Had been thinking about doing it regardless. I mean, I have my 2 DisplayPort inputs and I have 2 8 or 1. Is it 1 or 2 HDMI? But I'd have to look and see. But anyways, it should support it. I don't see why it wouldn't.
Yeah, I don't know. I had chugging issues on mine. Mine just poorly performing. Just when I put that third monitor on the card, and when I put the second card on there, it was good. It probably wasn't as good as it could have been. So I don't know. Mm-hmm. Maybe I just needed more optimization. Maybe I just need to work on the overclock or whatever. So I don't know. But hey, dual monitor has been Gucci. So
yeah, and that's what I mean. I'm debating it. It may just be overkill. I mean, I don't think I 100% really need it. So we'll see.
And plus, you might. How are you going to mount it? Do you have a triple monitor stand?
No, I don't, and that's the other thing. I don't have. So, I would need to get that because that's the other thing. Like right now, wait. Did I have when you guys were here? Did I have the 2 monitors then? Have you seen that setup?
No. No, you had the TV and then you had a single.
Okay, then yeah, this has been since you guys were here. Mm-hmm. I have them sitting on stands. I don't have a mount, but I'm thinking now I get this 32. I'm probably just gonna go get a mount. Do it that way. Because that's the other thing. I moved my desk. Because if you remember, my desk was all the way on the wall.
Right.
I actually have it in the middle of the room now.
Oh, so you could put the light or whatever?
So I can walk behind it because I have my lighting in it behind it now. I moved everything.
Gotcha.
So when we're gonna play some online Switch like Monopoly? Because I know Uno.
It does not support custom games, and I'm kind of disappointed on that. So, all right. So let me correct that. It does support custom games, but not custom games with not a custom private game. So I can set up a game between like the three of us and invite people. Like Monopoly does it really well, where you can set up the private game and send invites to, or have people that are friends of yours join it by choice. Whereas in Uno, Nathaniel, dude, you get Nathan. Like you can only play with randomized people online, and it's like. That's
very disappointing.
That's booty.
Yeah. But I'm ready. Whenever you guys are ready to play, I'm down.
I'm ready to start throwing bows.
And thank you, Neo Hut, for the sub, man. Really appreciate that. Into Cranes, ultimately I decided to not go ultra wide because not every game 100% supports it, and I was like debating. Is 21:9 more important than 4K and potentially HDR? And I lean 4K HDR, obviously. So I decided to go that way. And just, because I want to do a lot of video editing stuff as well. There's been arguments for and against having ultra wide from where you're doing editing things too. So I thought about it. Yeah, it would have been great to get one, 1440p, do the whole G-Sync thing. But I don't know. I figured... Here's the thing. When ultra wide goes 4K, then I'd probably consider it, which that's going to be a few years down the road before we see that.
So, quick question. Pete, I know you watched Justice League a couple days ago. I read on Twitter that you said you enjoy it. Paris, have you watched it?
No, and I flat out refuse to. And Chris, Sugar Free, my buddy Chris, I do another podcast, Two Big Topics. He's not going to be happy with me because I haven't told him that yet. I'm not gonna go see that, dude. Just not. It's a train wreck, and it's a Frankenstein monster. Like, here's where knowing too much about the production of a movie has hurt it for me, because all I'm gonna do is go see it and go, that was Zack Snyder, that was Josh Whedon, that was Zack Snyder, that was Josh Whedon. Oh, look, Superman, they CGI'd the mustache. That's all I'm gonna see. So, I'll wait till I can see it by other means. I'm not gonna go.
All right.
Well, I think I'm going to give away this Destiny 2 code. I'm going to post the code in the chat, and then I'm going to drop the instructions. Here you go. It is for PC only, folks. So if you do not have a gaming PC, please don't try to use it unless you're trying to grab it for a friend. There's the instructions on how to redeem it. Enjoy. Hope you guys enjoy it. You guys can play with Paris, because I will not be playing. That's my personal code.
That's cool. Let's see somebody.
Yeah, that's us with our G-Chat notifications. So let me go ahead and turn off notes here. And then I'm going to miss out all these conversations because I don't have my notifications on.
Let's see what else. So I'm 8 episodes into The Punisher. I'm really enjoying it. It's
so good.
For me, it's right up there with season 2 of Daredevil. As far as which, ironically enough, The Punisher was in that as well. But I mean, John Bernthal just owns the role as Frank Castle. I think it's great. I know I've seen some complaints of, them kind of dragging certain storylines out and all that. And I've obviously not finished it yet to see where things pay off. But I kind of think I see where it's going. And I'm digging it. I'm really enjoying it. This is, I feel like with Jessica Jones and Luke Cage and obviously the Defenders, they kind of took some steps back from, all the good stuff that they did with Daredevil season 1 and 2. And this feels like they're getting back to that type of narrative, which I'm excited for.
My question to you guys is this: if Disney, let's say Disney removes all those shows from Netflix and they start the new streaming service, will you go to that streaming service to watch those shows or no?
Yes, and here's an interesting thing about that. Netflix co-owns the current Marvel shows that are on there. Disney can't just say, all right, we're canceling it and then we're going to restart up production again because Netflix actually owns a piece of that. It would be new Marvel stuff that would go to the Disney thing. Basically, either Disney is just going to end Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, all that stuff, or they will allow it to continue on Netflix. But anything new coming from Marvel, that's going to Disney. They're not going to put that stuff on Netflix.
Okay. Yeah, Pete, that video is very distracting. What is that?
Yeah, we can't do that.
I'm playing around with news. I'm playing around with new backgrounds and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think this one's gonna work out.
No, at all.
So yeah, I was swapping it back and forth throughout the show, and I think I'm just gonna stick with the grid for now until we find something a little bit more subdued or whatnot.
I like the original so far.
But speaking of Disney and Suits and all that stuff on the executive level, how good must The Last Jedi be that they've already greenlit Rian Johnson to go make his own Star Wars trilogy? Like, it has nothing to do with the Skywalkers or the Solos or any of that. We're going to give you the keys. You go off into another part of the galaxy and just do your own unique thing. How good must The Last Jedi be for that to happen?
That's a positive sign, though. That's a really good sign.
100%. Because you don't hand over Star Wars to someone unless you have complete confidence in them. You know?
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited. I'm excited to see what they do with The Last Jedi. Very excited.
Yeah. I'm planning to go to the theater December 14th. I believe 10 p.m. or so. I'm going to go there with my headset on, little headphones, whatever, and just listen to music. I don't want to hear no spoilers. Just chill, man. Because, previous years, when I've seen other movies, people will come out of the theater once the movie ends and they start talking about the end. I'm like, wait a minute. Come on, man. So I'm going to be prepared, man. I don't want to hear no spoilers. I want to be very surprised when I get there, man. Watch it. So, but I have a feeling that this is going to be a very dark movie, I think.
Yeah.
Since Empire Strikes Back. So, very excited. Anything else? Any other comments about movies or games? Is there anything else besides Star Wars coming out this big? No, right? That's it?
No, because I think any other studio would be insane to try and put something big up against Star Wars.
Yeah, and the next Marvel movie is Black Panther, right? February?
Yep.
Oh, that's a big one.
I still think they showed too much in the last big trailer that they released, showing the other Panther outfit. I think they should have saved that for the show. They should have saved that for the movie and just be like, have everybody just like jaws drop at the same time. That collective.
Agreed. And Thor Ragnarok taught me that lesson that like Star Wars, dude. I haven't watched TV spots, nothing. I'm trying to go in as blind as possible because Thor Ragnarok, they gave out way too much in that I didn't need to know. And yeah, like you said, even with Black Panther, I know that the rumor is Infinity War trailer is going to drop with Star Wars, right? The week before. So I'll probably watch that. Obviously it's Infinity War. Then I don't think I want to see anything else. I don't need to know. You already got my money. I'm just going to go see it and try and be as surprised as I possibly can be.
Yeah, but it's hard to stay away from those trailers though, man. It's going to be everywhere,
Yeah, it is. But that's why like I don't remember what I think I was watching I was watching college football, and all of a sudden a Star Wars spot came out. I'm like doing like this. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh my God, man. That's it's hard, man. Let's say you don't want to watch that trailer of the new Adventures, whatever, but you're in the movie theater and it pops up. You're stuck. There's nowhere to go unless you go like this and cover your ears the whole time.
Yeah,
it's hard. It's just hard, man. Very, very hard.
Paris, I'm curious. What is your take on Tom Hardy as Venom in this role?
I don't know, man. I honestly just don't know. I mean, I love Tom Hardy. I mean, he'll kick ass with any role that you give him if you allow him to have the freedom to do it. I'm just so curious the script and the direction that they're going to go with this. So I mean, we'll see.
Okay.
P, your thoughts about the Canes, man? You haven't said anything about the Canes today.
disappointed. They don't deserve to be in the top 4, especially not after watching Auburn, just essentially just toss Alabama to the side like they did last night. If they make it to the top 4, you
guys still have a shot, by the way. You still have a shot,
next week,
because everyone's saying now what they're saying is, and I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Pete. I'm not Danny. Basically, the winner of the SEC title game is in, and the winner of the ACC game is in, and then it's probably going to be
Wisconsin.
If Wisconsin wins, they're in, and then Oklahoma wins, they're in. Now, if either of them lose, chaos. That probably allows Alabama to get back in. Mm-hmm. But if Miami beats Clemson, they're in. Is what they're saying now.
Because Clemson would be number 2 because they won?
Yeah, they're going to be 2 or 3. So basically, you're going to so you beat them, you got one loss, you're back in.
Right. And so that's been the problem with the Canes all year is their it's not an ability, but it's just the way that they play down or play up to their competition. We saw it last week when, they eked out the win. I'm going to say it's an eke out of the win, against Virginia, even though they scored 30 unanswered points in the second half. But we saw it, just a couple days ago when they played down to Pittsburgh and Pittsburgh surprised them, which they've done over the last couple of years to, disrupting the college football playoff landscape by beating people at the end of the season. I think they've done it 3 out of the 4 years. The only exception was last year. They didn't beat Auburn, I want to say it was, or somebody like that, or Clemson maybe. Mm-hmm. But and plus Miami played home games 4 weeks in a row, I want to say, and when I think they got comfortable winning with the home crowd in their back pocket, and every time that turnover chain came out, which we saw 2 of them on Friday, every time that turnover chain comes out, that crowd goes insane. Like people were saying that, actually my wife's boss went to the game against Notre Dame and he said that, even though when Miami scored on offense, that crowd went crazy, but when the turnover chain came out, whether it was a touchdown or not, like the noise level almost doubled. Like it got like fever pitch. So, I think it was a good humbling experience for the Hurricanes. Hopefully that wakes them up and brings them into that ACC title game and gives, and it's going to be a hell of a game. It's either going to be a hell of a game or it's going to be a monster blowout.
Are you guys going to watch the Game Awards?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm excited for it, man. I'm excited for Jeff Keighley, man. He's been working hard, man. Him and his team, and he's been posting a lot of like behind the scenes videos and pictures of them getting ready for the awards and stuff. But I think it's gotten better throughout the years, man.
I forgot to mention something on the show, so I'll say it in the after show right now.
I know which one. Go for it.
What am I gonna say? What am I gonna say, smart guy? What am I gonna say?
Xbox One X.
Yeah.
Yeah,
hey,
there you go.
Right.
So,
all right.
I am right. I'm always right.
So the last time I was on an after show, I was going back and forth. Oh, should I get it? Should I get it? Should I get it? I did get it. I went to Best Buy and I bought an Xbox One X. I hooked it up at the house. I had it on for about 3 hours, and I go, "What the hell am I doing?" And I boxed that son of a bitch up, and I took it back, and I'm not getting one because. Number one, I've been outside of the Xbox console dashboard ecosystem or whatever you want to call it for about 3 years at this point. And it was jarring going back into that dashboard. And it was a very frustrating experience that I did not want to get used to. Xbox, take that dashboard, trash it, come up with something better. I do not like your UI. I do not like how you navigate through things. It was not for me. And the fact that the Xbox One X was not going to be my quote unquote daily driver for gaming, it was going to be something that was out in the living room. I go, why am I spending $500 on this? I don't need this right now. So I returned it immediately. And now it's been week, 2 weeks, however long it's been. Uh-huh. I ain't missing it. I'm not like, oh man, I should go back and get it. I'm fine not having one. I really am. And that's not to hate. I'm not hating on Xbox or Xbox One X or any of that because I stand by what I said. For $500 is an absolute bargain for the tech that you're getting under the hood. but I don't need that tech because I got that thing right there and it does everything the Xbox One X does plus more. So for me, didn't need it. I don't want to get used to that dashboard. I hate it. I absolutely hate that dashboard. It's terrible. So God bless you if you're used to it. I refuse to get used to it.
And there you go, folks. But I like it. I'm liking the system. I'm playing a lot of the new games that came out recently in October and stuff. So man, Assassin's Creed looks beautiful, man. God damn. I'm very, very disappointed that they didn't get Game of the Year nomination from the Game Awards because I
tweeted that too.
That game deserves more.
Said that. I go, it's and Pete, go ahead. We can battle this out. PUBG should not be on because it's not a retail game. Is it going to be on again next year when it's 1.0? I mean, you should have put a game like Assassin's Creed on there instead of PUBG, in my opinion.
Yep.
Because and that's not a slight against PUBG in what it is. But to be the game of the year, to have a quote unquote game that's not even out yet, technically, it's still in development, be on that list is kind of ridiculous. Especially when, like I said, Wolfenstein or Assassin's Creed. Hell, you probably could even put freaking Cuphead on that list over PUBG, in my opinion. Thoughts, reaction.
He's not saying a word. Is he on?
I don't know.
Is he on?
PUBG, all the things. I was muted. I was doing stuff in the backside there. Your bias, of course, is going to play a big part in this. Obviously, it's my favorite game of 2017. So I'm gonna support PUBG in any way, shape, or form. Assassin's Creed is really, really good. It really is. I would probably say this should be a year that we shouldn't limit it to only 5 titles. Why should there only be 5 titles?
Yeah.
Why only 5? Why not split? There's enough games to support having a legitimate conversation or legitimate discussion that says, we've got, not too many games. We've got a hell of a lot of games that could legitimately be qualified as game of the year. And I agree, Assassin's Creed is one that was, omitted from that selection. So,
it did a major impact when it came out.
Yeah.
Look, when you go on Twitch, it's still in the top game. Streams.
It's still top 2, top 3. It flipped the gaming industry on its head with a brand new format, which spawned, plenty of copycats, either from the mobile space where you always see this, where you always see it. Fortnite has gotten probably a much bigger response to its add-on than to the base game, because more people are playing their battle royale version than they are the base game. Hell, there's people that still don't understand or fully comprehend or fully appreciate or fully care about the base game. They're only in it for the battle royale component. So, I
think it's politics, man, behind the scenes.
Or you think it's just the amount of money that was thrown at?
Yeah, no, not like that. No, not like that. It's more of, that game was huge this year. Why wait until next year when it fully is out? Let's just put it as game of the year now, and because by the time the full game comes out next year, people are just probably going to move on. And why put it as game of the year next year? That's what I think. That's why they probably they nominated for this year.
Well, and let's be honest, it's not going to win.
No.
But what if?
Say it. Just say it.
No,
just say it, Ferris. Just say it.
I can't hear him.
Because he's not talking.
No, I can't. I literally couldn't hear.
Cut me off all the time. That's why
I can't freaking hear you.
Jesus Christ. We'll get to your what if, but it should be Mario or Zelda, right? Either one of those 2 games. But what if PUBG didn't win? Then that would be, honestly, if PUBG were to win, and again, my opinion, that completely invalidates the Game Awards, in my opinion, and it's a freaking crock. And I wouldn't trust any award that comes out of there ever again. because it should not win. It's not the game of the year. It's not even out yet.
But you're going to have people like Pete and other fanatics that are going to say, no, it deserved to win.
No, the backlash, if it won, real talk, all jokes aside, the backlash of it winning would be huge if that game won. And it would take a hit on the credibility of the Game Awards if it did. And that's not a slight against PUBG when I say that. PUBG obviously is a fantastic game. It has a huge following, everything that Pete has said. But it's not a 1.0 game yet. So basically, any game that's in beta now, we should be considering for Game of the Year. I would just highly disagree with that, especially when you look at it going up against a Mario Odyssey or a Zelda. And what are the other two games?
Horizon Zero Dawn.
Horizon, beautiful game.
Yeah. Now, hey, if anything, I would love to see Horizon Zero Dawn win it. I would love to see that because no one is expecting it to. And I had tweeted about this too. For a first-time effort from Guerrilla Games to make a game like that, tremendous.
Who's the fifth one? Near Automata?
I thought it was it's not Persona? I thought it was Persona 5.
Or is it Persona 5?
I could be wrong.
Remember.
I might be wrong.
It's one of those two.
I might be wrong. Yeah, it's one of them.
No, it is Persona 5 because I remember saying on the last show that I haven't played it, so I have no comment on it, so I don't know. I can't talk about it, or choose not to talk about it.
So wait a minute. So PUBG is coming out officially on Xbox One December 5th. Oh, the 12th. Man, you're gonna see some crazy advertisements, man.
Oh yeah.
Buy it now on Xbox. Oh, you're gonna see that. You're gonna see it like crazy.
Yeah, they released the 1.0 a couple of days ago on the test server, and let me tell you, the changes that they pushed across on that new version is, oh my god. So,
Game of the Year. Oh my god, Pete.
The updates that they did with the vaulting and being able to jump and climb onto objects, the video optimization. I mean, there was people, myself included, that were getting FPS improvements over the base game just on the test servers. Now, the question always comes up when you say things like that is, well, were you getting a better performance because you've got less people on the test servers than you do getting, on the regular servers? I don't know. I can't answer that. But between the graphical and the updates, I mean, there's a few that I didn't appreciate. I mean, they did just, they've included a kill cam now so you can see from the other player's perspective how they play and beat you or killed you. You have a kill feed on the top right. I wish there were options for you to move them back and forth. They did some audio cues and audio updates, like the vehicles and the guns sound different. But overall, man, I'm excited. I'm super excited. And I'm going to be super excited because it's PUBG.
Yeah, it's PUBG, of course. I'm telling you, if they win, P is going to be like, woo!
Man, I'm a faint. I'm going to be like Paris. I'm a faint.
No, on the real. Dude, I'm kind of nervous, man, about this whole net neutrality thing, man, going on, man. If they remove that, the FCC removes that soon, we're screwed, man. I think we're screwed, especially us that we're content creators. We play all these games online, and even I think even the indie scene, they're gonna hurt, man, if this goes through, man. What you think we should do, man?
I'm curious. How is it gonna hurt the indie scene?
Well, for example, if a game company release a brand new game on Steam, right, and you could play online and everything like that. PUBG, that has the company behind PUBG that has a lot of money, they could pay Verizon, AT&T, and other internet service providers for them to have the fast experience to play, no issues, right? But a company that doesn't have that much money is going to hurt their business because maybe the online gaming experience is going to be extremely slow. Because they don't have the money, they're not paying Verizon, AT&T, and so on. That's the issue, man. And I think it's gonna hurt them, man, big time, man. And easily, dude. If there's a game that the FCC doesn't like, or the internet providers, they could easily just block that because now they have the right to do that. That's the thing that I'm kind of nervous. Or, we play Xbox Live, PlayStation Plus. Now that these companies have to pay the internet providers, now us as consumers, we have to pay even more. Dude, that sucks. that sucks. Like, it reminds me of what's the name of it? The Go-Go fight. When you get the Wi-Fi during the flights and everything like that.
Mhm.
Yeah, you could
Go-Go,
pay you could pay $10 for messengers, or you could pay 15-20 bucks just for bread browsing. It's like, dude, man, they just try to get more money from us, the consumers. Especially me, that I'm trying to cut cable in the future. Now this is another way for them to, hey, you like Sling, Danny? You got to pay this amount for Sling, and pay for the service for Sling, and so on. It's just more money, man. It's a nasty shadiness, man, going on behind the scene. And the thing is, too, the chairman of the FCC, he used to be a lawyer for Verizon. Of course, he's going to be backing all these companies now for it. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, man. I'm just nervous about this whole thing if it passes, man, Just saying that. But P and Paris don't care. But all right, let's go. More money.
Now you know how it feels. Talk about stuff and you're like, moving along. No, you're right. I mean, obviously this is a nervous and scary time to see how it's going to play out, because hopefully, our voices are heard and net neutrality doesn't get revoked. But if it does, I mean, dude, all bets are off. I mean, we're going to go into the great unknown, because we just don't know what'll happen. Beyond that. I don't know, man. I'm just convinced I live in the Matrix anyways. This stuff is real.
That's why I always say to people, man, I know I don't want to get into politics, man, but do your research, man, before you vote and all that stuff. It's not about Democrat, Republican, or Independent. It's about us as Americans, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
it's gonna hurt us overall, man. It's gonna hurt us big time, dude. The internet, that's our life, man. Like, that's how I met Paris. That's how I met P and the community, because of online gaming. And now with all this, dude, now it's gonna be harder for us to play online with people, talking to them, communication, Discord, Twitter, and so on. Now I feel it's gonna be all split up because of this change, all because companies just want more money. It's frustrating, man. Now they're gonna turn internet into like cable. You want the basic internet or the premium internet? It's ridiculous, man. Super ridiculous. So yeah, Pete, that's why I'm nervous about this whole thing. So anything else?
I was curious, just because there's so many different things being said on the web, and it's kind of hard to sift through the truths, the untruths, the realness on the internet. And who knows, what the real reasoning is behind this, the net neutrality discussion is, right? So, there's people posting, pictures on the interwebs that are saying, I think I had this discussion with a buddy of mine, Rohit. If it's, right now you pay $55, I'm just using an arbitrary number, you pay $55 for internet, but under it with the repeal, the prices came out to $55 still. And I countered, I was like, well, this picture is wrong, because, if I'm paying for all these services separately, it's $55, but right now I'm paying $55. So that it's a wash. There's no change. There's no difference. He came back and he was like, no, this is how much all those additional services would be on top of your $55, right? So you would get the base internet, which would be just, whatever. And then all these additional services would mean your bill would double, just so that you could get access to the services that you want. So there's a lot. It's trying to sift through all the BS that's on the internet and try to find the truth out there. There's people like Michael Pachter who says they support it. So it's seeing all the different viewpoints and trying to sift through the bullshit and figure out what is right, what is wrong, what is it that's actually going to benefit us, and we'll see. It doesn't look good right now.
Yeah. No, but my question to you guys is, the way how we have it now in 2017 going to 2018, how is hurting the industry? I feel like it's helping the industry overall. The reason why they're doing this is because, people are cutting cable. They don't want to pay more. why pay $200? Instead, you could pay $25, $30 for a Sling or YouTube TV and also on, and just pay for internet, and that's it. That's the problem. That a lot of these internet companies, they just want more money. It's like, oh, you want to go and cut cable and just stream? Don't worry, we're going to charge you more just for that. That's the problem, Pete. So, but I don't know. But yeah, go right now. Go to Battle. What's the name? Battle for Net, I think it's called. battleforthenet.com and send your messages out there, man. Make calls. We need your support, big time. And that's about it. You guys want to wrap it up? We're good.
Yeah, I think so.
I gotta go lift some weights. So, yep.
I gotta go eat corned beef hash and bacon and biscuits for my wife's birthday. So
tell her happy birthday, man.
I will.
Enjoy, man. Enjoy. All right, guys. Until next time, we're out. Take care.
Peace.